on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's game on.
Feel the magic in the air. I love it in my all air. Ale. Feel the magic in the air. I love it in my all air. Ale.
Feel the magic in the air.
No doubt about it, it is time for non-stop magic for you on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I hope you had fun with the courtside show. Now we can focus 100% on things around football and other sports, and also prepare for live commentary mood when Chelsea's game comes through for us by 9 p.m. tonight. This is the nation's #1 station for news, talk and sports. We have Femi and the gang ready to hit your airwaves with a bang, as the case is. Now on the show for tonight, we can focus on what we saw over the weekend in the Premier League. And that's because of Arsenal's dominant display against Manchester City. What does that mean? What effect would that have in this race for the league title for 2024-2025? Speaking about league titles, Remo Stars are pushing to get for the first time the tag of being called champions of Nigeria. Would it change anything for good for our league if a privately owned team has the privilege of winning the title? What's up with the guys in the transfer window? Everything comes to an end tonight. Marcus Rashford has gone on to join Aston Villa on loan. What are your favorite teams doing in the window in the final hours? We have you covered. And we'll be asking which team should be more desperate to get in at least a signing before everything closes tonight. There's one play money waiting for you as well. Star 347, star 880, star 3 hash. The code you can use to play, that's star 347, star 880, star 3 hash. Or that website, www.oneplay.ng. It's going to cost you only 500 naira for each entry of yours. But guess what the reward is? 40,000 naira each for a couple of winners. All of those we have for you right here on Game On, because the game is on.
Martin Pyler here, English Premier League commentator, UEFA Champions League commentator, and assistant manager of Woking Football Club. You're listening to Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Yeah, Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM. I feel like the forerunner now. You know what John the Baptist was for Jesus. I feel like the forerunner for Overdose, who will be your commentator for Chelsea's fixture tonight as the Blues try to get into the top 4 again, if they can get a victory for themselves. During the course of the Game On broadcast, we'll share with you the starting 11 put together by Enzo Maresca. For now, though, let's start the show by speaking about what we saw on Saturday and Sunday. For the records, my name is Chuma Noli, and Adeze Michael has joined me for this side of the show. How are you doing, Adeze? Welcome.
I'm fine. Good evening, Lagos. Another time, Monday night, brief version of the Game On. Let's see have time we can, talk about a lot of issues, interesting ones at that.
Okay, well, the Premier League is something that got us talking alongside the Nigeria Premier Football League. Those two territories, priority for us on the conversation and on the cards for tonight's show. Chelsea West Ham United, 9 p.m., just to mention that to you again. And for all the fans of the Blues who are hoping the team will not lose, I think you deserve to at least have an idea of what the starting XI is before I get back to the weekend. Robert Sanchez is in goal for Chelsea. There's Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill partnering in the heart of defense. Marco Correa and Rich James are fullbacks from left and right respectively, as Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez play ahead of the back four. And Noni Madueke, Cole Palmer and Jadon Sancho give all the support to Nicholas Jackson, who is the point man again for Chelsea tonight. For the team hoping to be party spoilers in West Ham United, Danny Ings is their front man, getting the support from Mohamed Kudus and Carlos Soler. In goal is Alfonso Areola, Max Kielman, Vladimir Kufal and Aaron Cresswell make up that three-man defensive back line. and Emerson, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Those two players are coming through as wing backs from left and right, while Thomas Susek and Edson Alvarez are two players also helping to shield that back three. So that's it really for you. If you are preparing to watch the game or maybe even bet on it, now you have an idea of what's up as to the quality of the players on the pitch, and you can have a clearer picture of what you should expect when the game comes through by 9 p.m. because we have you covered here as a team. Now, Nottingham Forest, after losing by 5 goals to nothing 2 weekends back, stepped up to rectify the mistakes of the past and get for themselves success that will last, as they had Wood on fire as always. He scored multiple goals for them in their 7-0 success against Brighton. Morgan Gibbs-White, Chris Wood, who had for himself a hat-trick, Nico Williams and Jota Silva were all on form for this team. AFC Bournemouth lost to Liverpool by 2 goals to nothing. The same Bournemouth who had stopped Nottingham Forest, stopped Arsenal, stopped Manchester City, reached Liverpool Tottenham. Should say them be Bado where them be this season. A 2-0 success away from home for them. Everton really are enjoying some good times with the return of David Moyes as they beat Ruben Nistelrooy's Leicester City by 4 goals to 0. It was Ipswich Town 1, Southampton 2. Newcastle United lost at home 1-2 against Fulham, and Wolverhampton Wanderers beat Aston Villa, who've been quite busy in the transfer window in the last 48 hours or so, where they were beaten by 2 goals to nothing against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well, we had the biggest of games for the weekend on Sunday, and it was the last one for Sunday. Before then, though, Nottingham Forest were beaten 2-0 by were beaten 2-0 by Tottenham Hotspur, and we saw Manchester United at Old Trafford lose again this season, man. Tough times really for Ruben Amorim, the boss for the Red Devils. Jean-Philippe Mateta had a brace in galvanizing Crystal Palace to that 2-0 win. And the last was the biggest. 2 of the best teams in England for the last 2 seasons, Arsenal, Man City, second first for 2023 and 2024. And Arsenal have been keen to change guard, and they did that. The Gunners with a 5-star performance. Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Kai Havertz and Ethan Nwaneri helping Arsenal to a 5-1 success over Erling Haaland's Manchester City. Haaland has scored the only goal for the citizens at the start of the second half to make it 1-1 at a point, but Arsenal went on to score 4 goals after that. That will make our first talking point something that we'll love to bring you into, as we hear from the 2 managers after the defeat for Man City and the victory for Arsenal. Well, for Mikel Arteta, the best part of this success was the mental resilience of his team and how they rose to the occasion to beat their nemesis in recent years, Man City.
The manner, probably, because when we play against this opposition, there are going to be moments in the game, moments that we were brilliant, very effective, really aggressive, moments that we have to suffer and we have to be deep and pray a little bit and have a little bit of luck as well. But yeah, it's a great day against one of the best teams in the world, and we did it in a very convincing way.
We saw that really, an Arsenal team turn on the styles in the second half. Pep Guardiola has more often than not this season had to speak to the media after a defeat, and this was another one he had to take responsibility for.
No, the game, only I regret the last 20-25 minutes that we forgot to do what we should do, what we have done during 60, 65, 70 minutes. So, of course, it's a difficult game starting this stadium against that team in the first minutes, and happened many times this season. But after 10, 15 minutes, I think we took the game and played really good. And we are in the season like after 1-1 and good momentum with a pass to make the transition with Omar and deflection and the third goal. But after that, we then continue to do what you have to do in terms defensively and a little bit more patient, because when we play in that way, they can run. And of course, with 3-1, they are more comfortable. It's more difficult. So I regret the last 50-20 minutes.
Yeah, he had to repeat that twice. The fact that for him, it's the final 15-20 minutes of the game that Man City capitulated and eventually went on to lose the game. He felt that they were in it for an hour or so of the action. There's I and you were in the studio for coverage of that game, so we're not going to bore ourselves with what we made of the fixture I'm keen to look at it from this perspective and bring in the listener too, which is, what does the victory for Arsenal, that convincing win, what effects does that have in the title race for this season?
I don't think it has any effect in the title race, because the team you're up against are obviously out of the title race. They're not in it. What they did was, what Arsenal did was to get Liverpool to within touching distance. You know, when you're chasing something, you don't have to allow the gap to just, blow over. You don't have to allow the gap to stretch with a lot of points that looks impossible and mathematically and technically impossible to catch up with. However, what I think is that Arsenal become overly performative when it comes to Manchester City recently, because they are an emotional bunch. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are very emotional. The coach himself is also emotional. Sometimes those emotions, you can take, you take that emotion, drive off with the kind of energy it brings, and then you turn it into a result. Sometimes also goes south because you become overly emotional and you forget, what the real price is. For me, the golden of Manchester City, Gabriel and Erling Haaland, you are taunting a treble winner. And you have not even won the Premier League title for 21 years now and counting. The last time you won a major domestic trophy was in 2019-2020 the FA Cup. And you've not even laid your hand on the European Cup, and you're golden at Manchester City. For me, it shows that they still respect City, because if you don't go them, you don't respect them. So all of those back and forth yesterday was just for a small time. So I don't think that victory yesterday. In fact, the real prize for Arsenal is to win the Premier League title. That is when you go Erling Haaland, it goes at you right back, and then the back and forth. But for you to beat City yesterday, yes, it showed that they have banished the demons. They are no longer the house boys of Manchester City in quotes, but it doesn't have anything in the title race, because Liverpool are holding it firmly with a game in hand in Merseyside derby, February the 12th. That is next Wednesday. And look at Liverpool; they're getting stronger and stronger. It just increased the points that they have. They're chasing Liverpool, but on the effect on the title race, no way, because we knew that Manchester City, they will want to bring all of their A game. And you see this Arsenal now, they're going to play Leicester City, they're going to play West Ham. You cannot guarantee that they'll get all 6 points in these games. They could just go and buckle. They're an emotional team.
All right, so we're going to get to the phone lines immediately and find out from you what effect you think Arsenal's win against Man City could have on the title race. This is what the table looks like, though. Liverpool at the moment have 56 points. Arsenal have 50. If the Gunners had lost to Man City, they would have been 9 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand for the Reds. So you understand why I'm asking about the effects now for the title race. At the moment, though, they're 6 points behind the Reds, and the Reds still do have a game in hand. That Merseyside derby, as Daisy mentioned, against Everton to come in just over a week time. Nottingham Forest are third, 3 points behind the Gunners, and there's Man City, who are now fourth, as they have been heading into the weekend, 41 points. However, if Chelsea win tonight, the Blues will push them out of that territory and occupy that fourth spot. The Blues are currently on 40 points, and 3 points will take them to 43, which will be better than what Man City have, the team on 41. Let's get your thoughts on the show, shall we? There's a WhatsApp portal too available for this comment of yours. There's X at Nigeria Info FM. That's at Nigeria Info FM on X, and the WhatsApp portal where you can tell us what's up also in there. Well, for the phone lines, I know that the major line has been acting up in recent days. We have the one that we used to call the ladies line. That's the one we're going to be focused on now. So whether you're a man or a woman, you can call this number 0201 465 7190. That's 0201 465 7190. What effects does Arsenal's dominant win against Man City have in the Premier League title race? If it doesn't have any effect, well, feel free to share that with us too. Still to come, we'll touch on remote stars and this drive to want to emerge as champions of Nigeria. And then there's all of the latest from the January transfer window that will come to a close later tonight. Now I can stop the talking and allow you to show some walking. How are you doing? Welcome. You're live on Game.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Please, what's your name?
My name is Jatul
Okay.
from Ogun State.
All right, I'm listening to you.
I want to talk about that Manchester City. if that Rodri had been in that match, Manchester City would have won that match.
Okay.
So I think Guardiola should train Manchester City players very well. But I guess next week Man City will gain more points.
I can feel you love them, really. Thank you for speaking to us, my young friend. You can just feel that from his voice. A very young boy who still wants to share his thoughts on the show. Good to hear from you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, so good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Adeze.
Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, this is Friday from Igwelere. Chuma, Arsenal won defeated Man City does not put them in a good position to win the league. Because if you look at it, before the weekend matches, Liverpool were topping with 6 points. And Liverpool has won their game before Arsenal played. Arsenal also win their game. So for me, it's the game that will decide the title this season. It's going to be that game between Liverpool and Arsenal. If Liverpool can afford a defeat against Arsenal, see, Chuma, nothing is stopping Liverpool from winning this league. Because everybody have been beating Man City home and away. Even in the Champions League, I will say now, we now say that team that defeated Man City in their home at 30 at 4 goals to 1, are they also in a good position of winning the Champions League? So for me, anybody can beat Man City and Man United. Okay. They are just the whippy boy of Premiership at the moment. So if Liverpool is still 100% sure of winning the league, Arsenal can do well to finish second at the end of the season. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome.
Hey, Chuba, good evening.
Hey, I greet you specially. Good evening, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Rotimi from Ikoyi.
Nice one, Rotimi.
Chuba,
yeah.
I tell you, if Arsenal had lost that game yesterday, it would have been over. That Arsenal will win the championship, the league, is a different story. If you want to win the league, you don't lose your matches.
True.
You have to continue to win. But anybody can sleep. We calculate football as if 1 + 1 is always 2. It is not in football.
Right.
Anybody can sleep. Football is not, the result of football cannot be guaranteed. What others is saying is not, it has effect. It has effect. How can I say it doesn't have effect? If they had lost, it would have been over. So you want to win the league, you have to win your matches. And leave your own is to play your own. Forget about the table. Just try to win your game. Forget about the table. Continue to win your game. That is just that we will see what Man City and Liverpool will play.
Yeah.
Anything can happen between Liverpool and Man City.
Right.
Even Everton, they still have Everton. Anything can happen between Everton. Are Liverpool
infallible?
Are they not beatable?
Yeah.
Anybody can beat anybody. That is a Premier League for you. Anybody can beat anybody. Nobody is invisible. No team is invisible.
Okay. So
exactly.
All right.
Everybody can beat anybody. Anything can happen.
All right.
So that is football. Football is not 1 + 1, which is always 2. That is whoever saw it yesterday that